The internet, it's become as essential as electricity. We connect with friends, shop for groceries, and manage our bank accounts, all with a few clicks. But like a shiny new kitchen knife, the internet has a dark side. It can be dangerous, it's broken down barriers, it's given a voice to the marginalized. We can connect with people across the globe, access vast libraries of knowledge, but the same tools can be exploited. Criminals leverage the internet's anonymity. They steal data, spread misinformation. The internet is a door to your digital life. Be vigilant about online security and a little bit terrifying, buckle up. Let's talk about the dark web. It's not just a scary term from your favorite crime drama, it's a real place. Well, as real as a digital space can be, it's often confused with the deep web, but they're not the same thing. The deep web is like the members-only section of the internet. It includes anything behind a paywall or requiring a login. Think your online banking portal or private social media groups. It's vast and mostly harmless. The dark web, however, is where things get shady. Imagine a digital speakeasy, hidden behind layers of encryption and anonymity. That's the dark web. It's intentionally designed to be difficult to access and even harder to trace. You can't just stumble upon it using Google Chrome. You need specialized software like the Tor browser to even get in. So what goes on in this digital underbelly? Well, it's not all bad. The dark web can be a haven for whistleblowers and journalists facing censorship. It allows them to communicate and share information anonymously. But it's also a breeding ground for criminal activity. The dark web is home to a thriving black market. Think of it as Amazon for criminals. Need a fake passport, stolen credit card numbers, maybe some illegal pharmaceuticals. You can find it all on the dark web. One of the most infamous examples was Silk Road. It was like the eBay of illegal drugs. It operated for years before the FBI shut it down. But Silk Road was just the tip of the iceberg. Countless other marketplaces have popped up in its place. Beyond buying and selling illegal goods, the dark web offers a range of disturbing services. Hackers for hire can cripple websites, steal data, or launch attacks. It's a chilling reminder that the digital world can be a dangerous place. The anonymity of the dark web makes it difficult for law enforcement to track down criminals. As soon as one marketplace is shut down, another one pops up. The dark web is just one facet of the internet's dark side. Cybercrime in all its forms is a growing problem. It's no longer the domain of lone wolves tinkering in their basements. We're talking sophisticated operations, often backed by organized crime or even nation-states. Hacking has become a global epidemic. Everyday businesses and individuals fall victim to data breaches. Hackers exploit vulnerabilities in software, steal sensitive information, and hold it hostage for ransom. Ransomware attacks are on the rise, crippling businesses and demanding hefty payments to unlock their systems. Identity theft is another growing concern. Criminals steal personal information like social security numbers, credit card details, and even medical records. They use this information to open fraudulent accounts, make unauthorized purchases, or even access healthcare services under someone else's name. The impact of cybercrime can be devastating. Victims can suffer financial losses, reputational damage, and even emotional distress. It's a stark reminder that in the digital age, security is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the government agency reading your emails. Government surveillance is a controversial topic. It's a delicate balancing act between national security and individual privacy. But in the digital age, that line has become increasingly blurred. Remember Edward Snowden? He blew the whistle on the PRISM program, a massive surveillance operation by the NSA. It revealed that the US government was collecting vast amounts of data on its own citizens, including phone records, emails, and internet browsing history. And it's not just the US. China's Great Firewall is a prime example of internet censorship. The government controls what its citizens can access online, blocking websites and social media platforms that don't align with its ideology. The debate over government surveillance is complex. Proponents argue that it's necessary to prevent terrorism and maintain national security. Opponents argue that it's a violation of privacy and a slippery slope towards a surveillance state. Let's be honest, folks, we've all clicked agree on those lengthy terms and conditions without reading a single word. We're handing over our personal information to tech giants like Google, Facebook, and Amazon without a second thought. But have you ever stopped to think about what they're doing with all that data? These companies collect a staggering amount of information about us. They track our online activity, our location, our interests, even our conversations. And they're not doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. They're using that data to target us with personalized ads, predict our behavior, and ultimately make a profit. Now, some might argue that it's a fair trade. We get to use their services for free, and in return, they get to show us some ads. But the line between targeted advertising and invasive tracking is becoming increasingly blurry. It raises concerns about privacy, consent, and the power these tech giants wield. Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get really interesting, or should I say, terrifying. We're on the cusp of a technological revolution with quantum computing and artificial intelligence, and while these advancements hold immense promise, they also pose unprecedented threats in the wrong hands. Imagine a world where hackers can crack even the most sophisticated encryption algorithms with ease. That's the potential of quantum computing. It could render our current security measures obsolete, leaving our data vulnerable to attacks. And then there's AI. Imagine self-learning AI programs that can launch sophisticated phishing attacks, spread misinformation at an alarming rate, or even develop new malware that can bypass traditional security systems. The convergence of quantum computing and AI has the potential to reshape the landscape of cyber warfare. It's a future where attacks are faster, more sophisticated, and potentially more devastating. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This is all very doom and gloom. Is there anything we can do to protect ourselves in this digital Wild West? Well, the good news is, yes, there are steps you can take to mitigate your risk. First and foremost, strong passwords are your first line of defense. And no, password 123 doesn't count. Use a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. And for the love of all that is holy, don't use the same password for multiple accounts. Next up, two-factor authentication. It adds an extra layer of security by requiring you to enter a code from your phone or email in addition to your password. It might seem like a hassle, but trust me, it's worth it. Be wary of phishing scams. These are emails or messages designed to trick you into giving up your personal information. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. And never click on links from suspicious emails. Consider using a VPN or virtual private network. It encrypts your internet traffic, making it harder for hackers to intercept your data. It's especially important when you're using public Wi-Fi, which is about as secure as a screen door on a submarine. Here's the million-dollar question, folks. How much control is too much? In our quest for online safety, are we willing to sacrifice our privacy and freedom? It's a complex issue with no easy answers. On one hand, we need to give law enforcement the tools they need to combat cybercrime and terrorism, but we also need to ensure that these powers are not abused. We need strong oversight and accountability to prevent government overreach. The same goes for tech companies. We need to have a conversation about data privacy and how our information is being collected, used, and shared. We need regulations that protect consumers while still fostering innovation. It's a delicate balancing act, but one thing's for sure, we can't just bury our heads in the sand and hope for the best. We need to be informed, engaged, and willing to speak up for our digital rights. So where do we go from here? The internet is not going away. If anything, it's going to become even more integrated into our lives. The key is to approach it with a healthy dose of caution and a commitment to responsible use. We need to educate ourselves and others about the risks of the online world. We need to be vigilant about our online security and take steps to protect our data. And we need to engage in a meaningful dialogue about the ethical implications of technology. Governments, tech companies, and individuals all have a role to play in creating a safer and more secure online environment. It's a shared responsibility. We need to work together to find solutions that balance security with freedom, innovation with ethics. The internet, for all its flaws, is an incredible tool. It has the power to connect, inform, and empower. But like any powerful tool, it can be misused. It's up to us to use it responsibly, ethically, and safely. By understanding the risks, taking precautions, and engaging in informed discussions, we can harness the power of the internet for good while mitigating its potential harms. Let's work together to create a digital world that is safe, secure, and beneficial for all.